Hey everyone, and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. So I know I haven't been on here for about 3 weeks now, but I try to come on here every Tuesday and do EFT tapping. So what is EFT tapping? EFT tapping, or emotional freedom technique, uses the meridians of the body to send a calming signal to the brain to help you to get out of the fight or flight response. So I'm going to explain a little bit more. I'm going to share this on my page, and I'm going to wait for a few people to pop in. So if you are here, you can say hello. Just give me a few minutes to share this on my page. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in. We're going to get started then. So EFT tapping, or emotional freedom technique, uses the acupressure or the acupuncture parts of our body to send a calming signal to the brain. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on an MPI, or our most pressing issue. And today's most pressing issue is on resilience. So when I talk about resilience, I'm really kind of talking about just like the ability to bounce back, the ability to overcome obstacles that are in our way, and the ability to really go through something really challenging, but to come out it on the other side and be able to really heal from it. So I really think that this is a good topic today, because I think that so many people are really experiencing a lot of this right now. I think that this past year has been a really challenging year. And I think that, resilience is something that everyone can really relate to. Whether you've gone through a challenging time with your job, with your career, with anything in your life, with your health, maybe, it is really important to have this resilience and to realize that challenges don't necessarily always mean setbacks, but sometimes they do. And how do we handle these setbacks? How do we overcome these obstacles? Because sometimes when life throws us a curveball, when things get out of control, we really can go to the dark side and think that things are never going to get better and kind of spiral. But really, resilience teaches us that we are capable. We are more capable than we think we are. And when we really kind of find that place in ourselves to be able to have more resilience and to bounce back after a perceived threat to us, or a perceived challenge, or an obstacle that is in our life, it really makes us stronger. And I think that, it's so important when we're going through something to recognize that it's not linear, and that sometimes when we have a setback, it can take a while to get back. And that can be really frustrating because, at least for me, I noticed that in the beginning of the pandemic, I had felt like I was actually kind of making some headway with my theater career. And when the pandemic hit, it was like I felt like this huge step backward, and I felt like, all of the progress that I had made in reaching the goals that I wanted to in my life and the things that I wanted to achieve, I felt like it was so far out of reach, and it was just a complete step back. And while there are things out of our control, there are things that we have no control of. The things that we can control are how we handle it and how we manage it, and the creativity that we can actually bring to challenges. I know that so many theater artists have been so creative this past year, and I think that's really cool because I've seen so many cool Zoom performances. I've seen ways that people are doing socially distant, um, being able to do shows. And I just think that's really amazing that people, that they're really being resilient, being handed a challenge, and being able to figure it out. So really, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today with resilience. And if any of you are feeling like this, are going through a really challenging time and feeling like you're really stuck and that things are not going to get better, because I know that right now it can feel like that sometimes. And I want to tell you that it can get better, and that your attitude and your resilience in going through what you're going through, it doesn't mean that you have to be positive every single day. It doesn't mean that you always have to be excited or happy about what's going on. It just means that you don't let the challenge completely take you over. You don't let the setback completely set you back in everything that you want to do. You find ways, you really find ways to overcome it in certain ways. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And what we're going to be doing today is EFT tapping. So for those of you who are new to EFT tapping, EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, uses the meridians of the body to send a calming signal to the brain to help you to get out of the fight or flight response. So what we're doing is we're pressing on these acupressure, these ancient acupressure or these acupuncture points, in order to send this calming signal so that our brain gets out of that fight or flight. Because when we're in our fight or flight, we can't make decisions. We tend to really just react versus calm down and make a conscious decision. So when we're doing this, we're actually voicing out what's already in our head. So the things that are bothering us, you can use EFT tapping for so many different things. If you're feeling a lot of anxiety in your life, you can use it for that. If you're experiencing any kind of trauma in your life, or anything that's kind of like, major that's like going on in your life, you can tap on it. You can actually just voice out what is already in your head, all the negative thoughts, all the things that you're already thinking, and really lower the stress level. So I'm gonna say a statement. You're gonna repeat after me, and we're gonna tap on the points. So I'll show you guys the points now. So the first point is the karate chop point. And then the top of the head, the eyebrow point, the sides of the eye. And you can use 2 fingers, you can use 1. It doesn't really matter how you do this, just as long as you're kind of tapping in these general places. Underneath the eye, underneath the nose, the chin point, the collarbone point, which you can kind of feel your collarbone here. So it's right about here. You can kind of feel the bone. And then underneath the arm. So you can do one side or you can do both, but it's right about here on each side. So I'm going to say this setup statement. First, what we're going to be actually focusing on is our MPI. So I'm going to get you guys to be really comfortable, and in a second, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes so that we can rate our number. So we always rate our number on a scale from 1 to 10. So we're going to focus today on resilience. So, the statement of I feel resilient, meaning I feel like I can overcome a lot of my problems and the things that are going on in my life. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how true does that statement feel? Now, sometimes when we're rating our numbers, we want the number to go down, but this one in particular, we're wanting it to go up because we want to be more resilient. We want to feel like we're more resilient. So what we're going to focus on today is I feel resilient, and how true does that statement feel? So I'm going to get you guys to close your eyes. And we're gonna just check in for a second. So just get really comfortable. You can kind of roll your neck around a little bit. Just roll your shoulders back and just kind of sink into the chair. And we're gonna take 3 deep breaths. So inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now I want you to check in. How are you feeling in this moment? And we're going to focus on the statement, I am resilient. So maybe think about a specific situation where you feel like you were resilient, or a particular situation where you felt like you had trouble overcoming obstacles. And just notice how you feel about that. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how true does the statement, I am resilient, feel? So 1 being, I'm not really feeling that resilient at all, and 10 being, I'm feeling really resilient. So once you have your number, then I want you to check in with your body. So how is your body feeling in this moment? Is there any tension anywhere, any tightness, any pain or anything that's kind of going on in your body right now? And you can just mark that on a scale from 1 to 10 as well. So just remember your numbers. And we're going to open our eyes and we're going to come back to the room. And we're going to start with the karate chop point. And we do the setup statement 3 times. So just repeat after me, after what I'm saying. Even though I'm resistant to feeling resilient, I completely love and accept myself where I am right now. Even though I'm feeling pretty resistant to feeling resilient, I completely love and accept myself where I am right now. So we're tapping on the side of the hand and just repeating after me. Even though I'm feeling pretty resistant to feeling resilient, it's like a tongue twister, I completely love and accept myself where I am. And we're tapping on the top of the head. I just feel like I'm resistant to feeling resilient. I feel like challenges come and they completely knock me over. I feel so out of control sometimes. I feel like I'm not able to handle life's challenges. I feel like I'm making progress, and then a challenge comes, and I feel like I'm back to square one. Worse yet, sometimes I feel like I'm even further behind. Sometimes it feels like I'm never going to reach my goals. And that makes me really sad. I feel like every time a challenge comes, it sets me so far back. And then it just makes me so unmotivated to try. But what if I'm stronger than that? What if I am more capable than I give myself credit for? It's okay to be upset when challenges come. But I am able to overcome them. Sometimes it may not feel like that. Sometimes it may feel like it's one thing after another. And these setbacks can make you feel so defeated. But you are resilient. And sometimes challenges make you stronger. Sometimes challenges aren't what we expect. Sometimes it may take a while to get back to where we were. Sometimes it may feel impossible to get back on our dreams. But we are capable of reaching our goals. If we don't lose hope, we can be resilient. It doesn't mean we don't get upset about what happened. It means that we can take our time and slowly heal. It means that no matter the challenge, we can overcome it. It means that we are stronger than we give ourselves credit for. I know that I can overcome obstacles. I'm starting to feel more resilient and allowing myself to heal in time. And take a deep breath in. And breathe out. And you can close your eyes again. We're going to check in with our number again. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel about the statement, I am resilient? And remember, this time we want our number to go up because we want to feel more resilient. So just check in with your number and how you're feeling now. And then just check in with your body and see how you're feeling. Has any tension gone down? Are you feeling any tension or tightness that's gone away? Are you feeling better in your body? And then once you have your numbers, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. So thank you guys so much. I really hope that was helpful. If you want, in the comments below, you can put what your number was before and what your number was after. And remember, this time we're actually trying to make it go up. So we actually want the number to go up. But hopefully you feel better. Hopefully you feel more resilient. And you feel like, you know, this sense of kind of calmness come over you. Because every time I do tapping, I notice that, oh, I was feeling kind of tense in my body, or I was feeling a little bit anxious and I couldn't put a name to it. I didn't know why. But then when I do the tapping, I notice that there's this calmness that kind of like washes over me. And I feel better. I feel more grounded in my body. And the thing about EFT tapping, if this is your first time doing it, this is awesome because it really, honestly, it really works. It really works well. And I think that is such a good tool for so many different people to be able to do. And you can do tapping as many times as you want. You have this on the replay then, so you can come back and watch this as many times as you want. And the goal is not to go from, you know, from a 10 to an 8, or the goal is not necessarily to go to a 1 or like a 0 if we were tapping down our number. The goal really is to start feeling better. If you went from, let's say we're tapping up, so let's go from an 8 to a 10. If you went from an 8 to a 10, that's really good. You know, maybe you were feeling a little bit resistance to being resilient, and now you're feeling a little bit better. That is just something that, you know, you continue to work on. Maybe you had a 5 to a 6. That's great too. If your number went up a little bit, you can continue the tapping and you can get better every time. So I also wanted to, I did put in that I have an announcement. So one of the announcements that I have is, this has been an ongoing thing that I've been offering. I am getting back into offering EFT tapping sessions. So it's $30 for 30 minutes. And with this specific session, we're going to go deeper into your specific MPI. So today's tapping was more of a generalized tapping, but if you want to go deeper, if you want to learn more, these tapping sessions are going to do specific MPIs based on what you're going through. So maybe you're struggling with something in your life and you just can't overcome this obstacle. Maybe you're having a lot of anxiety. Maybe you're dealing with something that you're really struggling with. If you're interested, you can check out my EFT tapping sessions because we go further in depth than we do in this particular session. And then, so the second announcement, this isn't necessarily official yet, but I am in the works with creating a new, something new. So I'm going to call it Codependent Conversations. So what this is going to entail is I want to interview different people. It's going to be a one-on-one interview with various people, some of them being my friends, some of them being people that I know in my life. And I want to do a codependent conversation where we chat a little bit about narcissistic abuse. And we talk a little bit about emotional healing, and I'm going to do EFT tapping at the end of it. So each time I'm planning on doing a different topic. The first one that I'm planning is going to be on love bombing. So if you don't know what love bombing is, I'll briefly explain it. Love bombing is a tactic that narcissists use in the very beginning when they're trying to kind of rope somebody in. So they put on this grandiose show of, making the other person feel like they're on a pedestal and really exaggerating things. So I've been having these conversations with so many different people, and they're so similar across the board. These conversations that I've been having with other people that are, I would label codependent, that are also healing from codependency, and have, done some healing work and done processes. I've had these similar conversations with them, and I just really wanted to create something that we could have these conversations and put them on, make them available for other people, because I think it's really powerful to be able to talk about this stuff so that other people don't feel alone. Because if you've ever kind of experienced any of this stuff, you're not alone. It's really, really common, unfortunately. And I don't want to just focus on, I don't want to make it into this like victim, kind of really woe is me type conversation. What I really want to do is then we're going to talk about it, and then at the end I'm going to like focus on EFT tapping. So we're going to do a specific EFT tapping on that topic, and it's going to actually release some of these things that people are experiencing. So if you're interested, just keep an eye out. I don't have an exact date of when I'm going to be doing this, but I wanted to kind of make an announcement about doing this. So yeah, so that's something that I'm offering. I also am offering clarity sessions. So if you're interested in coaching with me, the Codependent Conversations is a little bit closer to what I do with my coaching clients. So I do help people who have experienced this. I help people set boundaries, learn to be more assertive, learn to stand up for themselves, and learn to heal from codependent patterns. So if you are interested in learning more about what I do as a coach, you can come into a free clarity session with me, and I'm going to post both of those links, the EFT tapping and the clarity session, after I finish the video. And then I will let you know, I'll keep you updated on when I'm going to be doing this Codependent Conversations. So I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and if you also are interested, I did post a link. Last Friday, I actually did a World Voice Day with New York vocal coaching. So my friend Christy invited me to do an EFT tapping session. So if you haven't had time to check that out, the link is on my page. I posted it in multiple places, but I'm also going to be uploading it to my YouTube once I get the link as well. So yeah, so if you haven't checked that out, please check that out as well. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed this.